Boom. Good evening. Been a few weeks since doing one from here, that is live. Had a bit of a few lives in Bristol, but yeah, good times. So the plan is, I've got two beers. I've been planning to do this for quite a while, actually. With two sour beers. One from Vault City, their tropical sour. 5.2% ABV. I had one of their beers last night and it was very good. We've got one from London, another sour. So this is kiwi, pear and lime sour from Brewing by Numbers. Now the ABVs are really quite similar. 5.2 with the tropical sour and 5 from the Brewing by Numbers. So this is a Goes sour. So kiwi, pear and lime. I've had this one a little while, as I've said. So these guys are out of Bermondsey in London, Brewing by Numbers, and tropical sour out of Edinburgh. Although I'm sure they moved to Dundee for a bigger premises, but I don't know if that happened or not. But yeah, so this is a Tesco's job. This is the only beer from the newest releases of beers I actually went ahead and got them. So kind of doing this and eating my dinner at the same time because McDonald's took an hour for delivery for some reason. So, and of course then we got the Scotland game coming up, England Scotland. So the plan is doing this until about probably 10 to 8, and then I'm going to come back around about 10 to 10, something like that. We're straight when the game's finished and do a late night kind of thing. So which will hopefully get some Americans on the channel and etc. as well. So yeah, I'm just going to go over the flow. I've just got so I'm going to reviewing these two beers and then see what comes out on top. I've also just got the new barbecue bacon stack burger from McDonald's. There we go. So we're going to be tucking into that as well. I'm not going to review it. I'm just going to eat it. I've seen I'm trying to think who one of my friends reviewed it. Literally the first day it came out. I can't remember who it was. I don't know. There's no one watching them at the moment anyway, so I'm just going to crack these beers. So if you're watching the rerun, cheers for watching. So yeah, England, Scotland. Cool. I think is this the first time they played each other since '96 at Wembley, and Gazza done that ridiculous goal. So tropical sour from Vault City, north of the border then. So this is Tesco's. I can't remember how much I paid for it. Oh, was it $3.50? I can't even remember. There we go. Quite a lot of sediment in that. Looking rather fine in the glass. So that's that one. And then from England. Oh, I'm getting aromas of that off already. So Brewing by Numbers is their kiwi, pear and lime Goes. They're number 19. Out of focus and a shiny can. So all of the perfect things. So this is a triple fruited Goes. Strikes a perfect balance between sweetness, salinity and sour fruit flavors. The base of juicy kiwi fruit provides a bright and zesty foundation, with the pears adding delicate sweet tones from notes and depth. Coconut and lime bring an exotic complexity, creating a beer that is smooth, full-bodied and refreshing. Interesting one. So 5% ABV is this one. It's actually not long past its best, but shouldn't be too bad. So same kind of style glass. So there's going to be more of this one than the other one. So a few sour beers for the weather. So the window's open. It's really muggy and humid. It's been raining on and off all day, and it's not cleared the air at all. We had some massive thunderstorms. When was that? I can't remember what day we're in. Thursday night? Thursday night, not last night. Wednesday night. It bucketed it down. It really did. And there's debris all down our street. I think our street was literally a river. It was above the curb. It was literally like a river. Crazy. Anyway, I've been really rushed to get here on time, so I'm here on time, but you have to put up with me. I'm eating this new one from McDonald's. I ain't going to review it. Just going to eat it a little bit here and there. A few fries, usual thing. So, I haven't seen any team news yet for the game. Where's my phone? So I put my phone downstairs. So you have to bear with me for a minute. You see my fat gut. Am I cracking up? Did I put the phone in there? I don't know where I put it. Yeah, it's underneath the tissue. Idiot. Typical me. Anyway, I needed a walk, I guess. Put the tissues on top of it. What you get from the old McDonald's. Very clever. Right, let me put that there. So let's get into the first beer then. And we'll get into some team news and shit in a minute. So Tropical Sour from Vault City. I think one of the best breweries. Certainly for the style of beer, the best brewery, definitely the best sour brewery in Scotland. Vault City Brewing then, Tropical Sour 5.2. Is there anything in this? Celebrating juicy fruits from a more tropical climate. Pineapple, passion fruit, guava combined to create a beer that is sweet, tart, and juicy in equal measure. So, interesting. Let's get a nose on that one then first. Cheers, Thomas, and cheers, Sam. Cheers for joining in for a little bit. Oh, wow. I'm getting like... Assuming this is the right beer. It's got to be in there. I can't remember now. I'm pretty sure this is this is the Tropical Sour. Going for the taste, you're getting a massive hit of pineapple, that's for sure. Let's go. Vault City. Cheers. really good, I have to say. I had their raspberry sour last night, and I was really impressed with it. Really good. Right, that is so easy drinking. It's got a bit of body to it as well. It's got that sour-esqueness to it towards the end, but wow, that's good. Right, let's have a look here then. See if there's any team news. There should be by now. So I guess did they give the team news out? So Scotland team news to play England. So they got Marshall in goal, Henley, McTominay, Tierney, O'Donnell, McGinn, McGregor, Gilmore, Robertson, Adams, and Dykes. So England then Pickford in goal. James, Stones, Mings, Shaw at the back, Phillips, Rice, Foden, Mount, Sterling, Kane. Rashford on the bench as well as Sancho, Calvert-Lewin, Maguire's on the bench, Cody, Trippier. So Grealish is on the bench. That's what I was looking for. I can't believe they've taken Henderson. Why have they taken Henderson, Dean Henderson? I don't understand it. He's hardly played all season. And they say, oh, he's great around the dressing room. It's like, it's different. You're out on the pitch. That's where they need you, not in the dressing room. They don't need any motivation. It just seems a waste of a pick to me. So there you go. And that's it. It's a pretty strong team, but what a bench. Grealish, Rashford, Sancho. And they got Bellingham as well. And Calvert-Lewin. That's a pretty good bench, if you ask me. What's my match predictions? You never know with games like this, because on paper, of course, England should win, but Scotland will always, whoever they pick, there could be a man in the street and they'll give you a game, and it will be a bit like that. I think if England play more direct and what they kind of becoming quite boring when they try and pass out from the back, that's where the mistakes happen. If they get a high press Scotland, because England will flaff around with the ball, I think that they need to really press and work hard to get the ball. And if they lose it in midfield or towards the back, a mistake could happen. It's difficult, isn't it? I used to years ago have a bet on these sort of things, but not so much these days. I think England will win, but I don't think it'll be by very much. I do think Scotland will actually score for some reason, because they're going to up their game. Robertson and McTominay, I think they're the two key players for them. They've got to keep them off the ball or close them down very quickly. If they do that, they win the game. I think that's but I don't think there's going to be. Aside, you never know in football, do you? I just don't think it's going to be an end-to-end game. I think it could be quite boring. I hope not. I hope I'm wrong. But yeah, either way, I'm not. And I've got the shirt on, all that. I hope they do well, but I'm not that fussed in some ways. You just want to beat Scotland, and England ain't going to go too far, I don't think. There's some really good teams, you know, picking up now. I've been really impressed with Italy. I mean, there's talk about they're possibly moving the last stages of the tournament. How can you do that mid-tournament? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. So 3 people watching. Anyway, leave the football for a minute. I'm going to have another. I've got to take some photos. I've got some food here as well, so excuse me. I'm sort of rushed around. This was like over an hour late because I couldn't find a driver on Just Eat app. So I've got the barbecue bacon stack, which is a new thing. It's been out about a week or so, something like that. So first beer is Tropical Sour from Bob City. And then Brewing by Numbers. This is a key, pear and lime goes 5%. So first things first, I'm going to take a photograph. So there will be people joining probably later on after the game. That's my kind of plan. What's that one? Got to get the photos. I used to really enjoy sports betting. Yeah, I used to. But then, as my passion for seeking epic beers, I'd rather splash the cash on beers. I'll have the odd bet now and again, but I'm not. So I can, you know, if you get a cheeky win, it pays for quite a few beers. Basically, that's, you know, or my daughter or whatever. But I haven't really done hardly any betting at all since my daughter's been around. Before that, yeah, I used to go out with the lads and all that sort of stuff. Put a bet on. I was never really into it like some of my mates. Some of my mates were just like. I'll just get this photo and I'll shut up. Right, that's that done. So, back to the beer. The Tropical Sour then, Bolt City. One of the highest rated breweries, I would say, certainly in Scotland. That is so good. Easy drinking. It's not a crazy hit of sour, but it builds a little bit. It's got a bit of body to the beer. I'll say for the ABV, it's only a 5.2. Slightly sweet. Nice beer. Right. Bit of waterage. And then we got the Brewing by Numbers. That one. So it could be interesting. Pear, lime, and kiwi. Goza. Out at Bermondsey in London, in England. I mean, you're getting all the lime for sure. Lime zest. Slightly sweet. What else is in it? I can't even remember now. It's all the lime. I guess there is a bit of pear drop in there. It reminds me in some ways of a Perry, with this kind of other fruity kind of backbone thing going on. Yeah, Sam, I'm not sure. I don't know if they've ever got out to Australia. Maybe that will change with the old trade deal and shit. Be quite interesting to see what happens with vice versa with the beer kind of scene. Australian beers coming this way, and then our beers coming your way. Be good to keep tabs, see what you get, and we'll see what we get. Probably both get nothing, but probably be for other stuff that we're not that interested in. I think a lot of produce and shit like that. I think it's more geared up for that. That's why there was this big hoo-ha of the farmers over here. Anyway, maybe get some farmhouse ales. Who knows? Yeah, let's just get into it. It smells decent. It's a bit more. Just got the window open. The seagulls because just don't shut up. I don't mind them, but they're noisy. This beer is it's like it's tart, but it's got loads of different kind of levels of it, if that makes sense. You're getting the lime. The lime is the key feature, so that's the top level. Then it's going into this kind of sweet, tart pear drop. And then I think the kiwi's sort of mixed on with that and maybe a bit below it. That's in my head anyway. It's different. Slight saltiness coming through now. Medium body. It's not quite got the body. I'll say low medium body at that. It's not got quite the body of the tropical sour. But you know, it's still pretty good. It's just gone past its best before, but I say a beer like this ain't going to matter too much. It's been in the fridge happily for a few months. Pardon me, bit of carbonation there. Yeah. So yeah, I really hope we get you guys start getting some of our top breweries. Yeah, I'd give them a go. I don't think. I think that's a within the craft beer scene. I don't think the people who drink these beers. It's not aimed at the lager drinker and down the road kind of thing. But hopefully it opens up the doors for that, and vice versa. I mean, you get a fair bit, but hopefully the prices might drop a little bit because I know you get a lot of like Verdant, didn't you, and stuff like that. So, I mean, they're expensive anyway. That's the thing. You've got to remember they are pretty expensive, especially like double IPAs. You're looking at $7. It varies a bit from beer to beer, but $7.50 a can for a double IPA from Verdant. So you are going to pay. Just I don't know if it's the name sometimes or whether or not. I don't know. I'm not sure we've had this chat before, haven't we, with Harry and stuff, and he's like, how are they charging that and they're charging this? The ingredients are pretty similar, blah blah blah. I don't get it. Whether it's to do with location within the UK, transportation costs to get the ingredients and stuff down to Cornwall. I don't know. But anyway, so far I've got a beer that's edging the first one, I think. They're both very good, although there is an advantage with one slightly out of date and one isn't. Not that I don't think that's going to play into it. Although this is not out of date until the 10th of March 2023. So this is, I'd imagine they put like a 2-year shelf life on this thing, which is fair. Modern sour beer product of Scotland. Artwork by Alex Hovey. Illustration. There's pineapple bits and bats on there. So I appreciate everyone for watching. I know that my good friend Raggy is doing a live at the moment, so big shout out to him. I don't really like clashing with him, but sometimes he's just like, here's what it is. And hopefully he'll be joining the stream after the game, because I've got a second part coming up straight after the game. It depends, doesn't it? When does this game finish in? Blah blah blah. I reckon about 10 to 10 UK time, and then hopefully we'll have a few people join. I will come on even if we lose. I'm not that bothered to. I mean, I want to win, but if we lose, I'll be more not the fact that we've lost, but the fact that it's just going to be going on, and people go on about it for years. You know, that's the only thing I don't like. Oh God, you know, but that's football for you, isn't it? At the end of the day. Right, any more comments? You think a lot of us underrate your beers? I don't. We don't get a lot. We had the is it Pirate? We had a load of those, and then it stopped. They got bought out. I think there was a company over here in the UK called Bottle Shop, and they got loads of your stuff in. I had one of their Imperial IPAs once, and it was banging. It was a long time ago. It was probably about 4 years ago, something like that. Like a full 4 years ago. I can't say I've had too many though, to be honest with you. I know Beer 52 bring in quite a few beers from Australia when they do like a down under box and all this sort of bollocks. And half of it then is brewed in like De Proof in Belgium and shit. So it's not really the same. It's not what I kind of when you get an say wherever it is box, I want all of them beers to be brewed in Australia or wherever it is, brought back. Not like a subcontract out brewed and it's from Australia. That kind of is a bit boring, really. Right, let's go back to tropical. Even on the nose, it's so much more pungent. This is muted a little bit. It's still fine, but this is like I'm getting almost like peaches and cream almost as well. There's a slight kind of savoury edge that's coming through now on the nose, and it's got a little bit of liveliness in it, whereas the Brewing by Numbers is flat as a pancake. It's just even if I've done that, it's not really going to do anything I don't want to spill it, but yeah, it's not really doing much. We'll just take a gob full of this. I've got more of this left. Well, it's a bigger can, so. I'll sit all out of the can. But they're both really good. This one's better than the other. We know it's the Scottish one. So Scotland wins, hopefully, something today. And this is it. Fingers crossed. So as if they win the game, it's going to leave a sour taste in my mouth. Sorry, had to go there. Wait a minute. What a terrible host. Sorry about that. Yeah, my daughter's like, oh, I want a hug. I was like, okay, you don't want ice cream either then? Yeah. So there's one of them new kind of McFlurry things out over in the UK at the moment. And I just got the chocolate Aero McFlurry. So if you don't mind, I am going to try and eat some of this burger. So I'll have something sweet before the game and that. So bear with me. I know it's well rude. I don't like eating online, but it is what it is. I mean, they're all much of a muchness, I think, these burgers. So that's just come out over here from the Big M. I'm sure if you've done a YouTube search, someone's going to be reviewing it. It's all right. It's got that bit of saltiness from the bacon going on there. It reminds me a bit of a Big Tasty. It's got that feel to it. That's it. Pretty boring stream. The old well, there we are. No more comments. So there you go. Everyone's probably watching Raggy, so. I know there's a few people that said they were going to come on. Yeah, Raggy's got all the crowd. Good luck to him. I was always going to do this anyway, so. Guys of football. Yeah, hopefully we'll get James later on. He said he might be around. I'm sure he'll definitely be around if they win. But I don't think he's too serious about it all. I'm not really either. So it's quite interesting watching other people's reactions to it all. But kind of we've had some really great teams over the years, and they've never really done anything. Never really done nothing at all. You know, that team in the early 2000s should have won something. That was some great world-class players. But the trouble is, there was a lot of them in one team, and they definitely underachieved. Whereas I think the last World Cup, was it 3 years ago now? 2 years ago? Losing track of time with what's going on. They got so much further than I thought they would with that team. Yeah, it's just I'm only doing it up until the game, and then I'm going to go and watch the game. Sam. So, but at the moment, my little battle of the beers, there's two sours. The Scotland one is it's one. So I fancied some more sours. I've been drinking a lot of sours and lagers lately. It's been quite warm. I've got a lot of sours just to get through. So, but yeah. Who else is then? You got me, Raggy. Is anyone else on there? So I'm doing a stream after as well. That's going to be the main one. I'm going to watch at home. Yeah. I got my daughter in there as well, so I don't really like big crowds in pubs with big games like this. Don't like it. I used to, but then there was too many idiots, too many people drinking that can't really handle their drink, getting on it, acting really stupid, trouble. then they want to fight the world if we lose. I can't be asked. Yeah, I can't be doing with all that. Especially when I'm not overly fussed either. I used to be really into it. I used to be really like, I used to get really. I lost my patience with England back in 2004 when they lost to Portugal. That's the one that really, I was like, I'm done now. Because it's just like, you look forward to it, you're going to do really well. They've got great players, and they just let you down. So since then, I've kind of like stepped back from it a little bit. I still like it, I still watch it, but I'm quite interested to see some of the other teams, how they play. I've been really impressed with the Italians so far. It's been really good. I don't know about Harry and James. Cheers, Sam. I know Raggy's on. I don't think James is on tonight. He doesn't normally do Fridays. Excuse me while I eat a bit of food here. Eat some beer. Sorry about this. I don't like it. It's a bit just time constraints and stuff. I ordered a McDonald's at 6:30, just before 6:30. Oh, your dinner will be or food will be at 5. No, it wasn't 6:30. It was 5:30, just before 5:30. The food will be at 6:05, between 6:05 and 6:20. That's fair enough, whatever. And now you couldn't find a driver. What the fuck's going on? We're trying to find you a driver. It's just eat, you know. There should be loads of drivers. It took them half an hour to find a driver. Crazy. Good evening, Steve. How you doing? Yeah. This is one of the old ones back in. Of course, this is an older one. It's a bit fucking small for me now as well. I'm a bit fat. Yeah, it's just for shits and giggles. Really, I'm not overly fussed. But I hope we win. We'll never hear the last of it if we don't. It's just going to be all in the press. It's not the people who I know. It's just the press. I mean, we're expected to win. We should win. If we don't win, we don't deserve to go through the group. That's the way I feel. If we lose this game, even though we've already won one, they should just be thrown out of the tournament. It's just one of them deals. So I ain't keeping well, Steve. Sam says, "Oh, you're my OMG regular." I appreciate it, mate. Stu C, good evening. Hope you're keeping well. I'm just kind of eating dinner and having a few sour beers here. So we've got one from Scotland, Vault City. This one's available. Let me get it right. Let me just go there and there. There we go. I'm brewing by numbers. There we go. So these guys are out of Bermondsey in London, and these guys are out of Edinburgh in Scotland. So that's my clash of the Hadrian's Wall. Battle of the beers, I guess. And both sours. One's a tropical sour and one's a gose. So this one, so got in it. I'll go through it again. So celebrating juicy fruits from more tropical climate. Pineapple, passion fruit, and guava combine to create a beer that is sweet, tart, and juicy in equal measure. That's pretty spot on the mark, to be fair. Then we've got this one from Brewing by Numbers. This is a kiwi, pear, and lime gose, a 5% ABV. I've had this one a little while. This is slightly out of date, but not by much. But it's still drinking decent. But the overall, my favourite by far is the Vault City Tropical Sour. So, as I said earlier, hopefully this is the only thing that's going to be winning north of the border today. So, it's so easy drinking. It's worth the money in Tesco's, and I'm going to be getting some more sours from these guys. They're a bit more pricey. But what I like about these guys is they went into Tesco's, yes, but they also put out a statement saying we're still committed to supporting independent craft bottle shops, etc. I thought that's a nice touch. And they said we're going to try and match as close as we can two of our other beers that are as close as we can to the Tesco's prices as possible. Which I thought was a really, really nice thing to do from them. So I've got a lot more respect from them than other breweries in supermarkets. Not bothered that they're in supermarkets, just the way certain breweries from Manchester have gone about doing it. Don't agree with me at all. I don't agree with it at all. It doesn't sit well, especially when they spouted out a load of nonsense last year. But we'll digress on that, as I'm going to go into a full-on rant. Pardon me. Right, I'm going to drink some more of this Goza first because there's more of it, basically. This is a 440ml and a 330ml. So all the sours. Cheers, Matt. Nice one. I'm on England indeed. So Stu Muck. Football is global and there's no home to England, or at least last relevant one. Yeah. They had a good team. They had a good team in 1990. They had a very good team in 96. Them teams were better than the golden generation, which is a load of bollocks, if you ask me. But on paper at that point, that was a better team, but they just didn't do it on the pitch. So I think once you get a lot of these world-class players together, it doesn't really mix because they don't play as a team. They're a little bit more individuals. It's like the World Cup in South Africa. Was it 2010? There was loads of pressure on them, and they crumbled. Since then, there's been no expectation. I think the press have got a lot to fucking answer for when it comes to things like this. Any little mistake, like Beckham, Rooney getting sent off, them kind of things, they go at them like ridiculous. It's football; these things happen. It generally does happen to England if they get any further in the tournament. There's always something. It's a really lucky goal, or it's a shocking refereeing decision, or they'll lose on penalties. It's kind of one of them things, really. And it's always them things, generally. It's not like we just got whacked and they're a great team. It's always really close. It's never England played amazing. They're 3-0 up at half time and they're still going for it in the second half and they had another couple more. Doesn't really happen. I wish it did like that. Attack and not sit back and play around the back and lose the ball because they're not good enough to do that. They're not Barcelona from like 10 years ago and shit like that. But a lot of players seem to think they are. If you was that good, you wouldn't be a defender. Don't do it. But it's obviously everyone's taking that on now. It winds me up to a degree. Sometimes you just got to go forward, run at them, pass it and move. Keep moving, pass, quick passes and all that sort of shit. They don't do it. That would scare some teams. With some of the players we've got, we could do that and they're the blood. But they don't. I have, Sam, indeed. I have, mate. I won't be... They're a great brewery as well, but there's lots of other great breweries as well. So it's a shame, really, because they were kind of one of my... not like the OG, but one of the... Certainly since I've been reviewing, one of the OG kind of craft beer breweries. I never missed for about 3 years. I don't think I ever missed a new release from them. And that was in the bottle days. That was in the bottling days before they went to canning. It's just they contradict themselves too much. They've got too many opinions as well, away from what they should be doing. Yeah, they don't like it when you give an opinion back to them about them. It's like, well, don't give your opinions then. Keep it to yourself. You might actually do better as a PR thing. But anyway, don't get me started. So, just gone 7:30. I'm going to cut this around about 10:02, something like that. So where's everyone from? Those I don't recognise the names, but my memory is terrible. Where people are you drinking anything? Sam, are you having a after work beer yet, or it's Saturday? Are you off today? I want to drink this one first. I'm saving the better beer last. So cheers for 4 people watching. Appreciate it. I boycotted one of my favourite New Zealand breweries due to political crap. It's unfortunate as they are still a great brewery, small operation, and pump out awesome. Yeah. I mean, that the brewery I'm on about, they pump out a lot of stuff quite regularly still. Quite, they're now in Tesco's in the UK. All right, brewed under license by Brewdog, but their name's on it. I think I've said my opinions on this thing before, probably on other streams, but it is what it is. How you doing, Jake? You all right, mate? So I'm going to run this until 10:02 and then watch the game, and then I've already set up another one for straight after the game. About 10 to 10, quarter to 10. I don't know, whenever the game finishes, I'll be like, boom, let's go. You have to see what happens, wouldn't we? You have to see what happens. I was surprised Maguire didn't start, but I know he's been injured. I thought he might have started, but apparently he'd done all right the other day. So Pickford, James, Stones, Mings, Shaw, Phillips, Rice, Foden, Mount, Sterling, Kane. The bench is looking pretty decent. So Bellingham, these are the selected because some of them are just like, why are you in the squad? Grealish, Rashford, Sancho, and Calvert-Lewin. So there's quite an attacking options there. And then you got Maguire and Trippier at the back, and then a couple of other bits and bats. I still don't understand why Henderson is in the squad when he has hardly played. It's just a waste. That's it. So Sam's just about to crack open a Fuller's London Pride for the first time. For the first time ever. Are you shitting me? Are you shitting me? Surely you've had that before. Was it expensive? Is it a bottle? Is it a 500ml bottle or one of the cans? Is it in a can, a 4-pack can, or a 500ml bottle? That's interesting. Never had that. I'm just eating this barbecue bacon stack. Trying to. But it's not too bad. It reminds me of Big Tasty a little bit. It's pretty messy. I hate talking with a mouthful. But there you go. I can't believe that's the first time you've had London Pride, Sam. Wow. What else we got going on there? Let's have a look. So Scott, the manager, saying we respect England, but we don't fear them. I hope we come here and put on a good performance and get something out of the game. We want to stay involved in the tournament as long as possible. Well, you're going to get 3 games. That's pretty good. They've done well to get there, to be fair. So you've only ever had the ESB. All right, okay. You don't see them over there. Wow, I'm surprised, especially now they've been bought out by Asahi. Is it Asahi? Nice. Is it Asahi? One of them Southeast Asian conglomerates. I think it's Asahi. Is it Asahi? I think it's Asahi. In a big, so it's in a big bowl. It was overpriced. Yeah. Say big bowl. Was that 500 ml? I wonder if it's actually brewed in Asia. That now that they've been bought out, that'd be interesting. Was it actually brewed in London? Anyway, excuse me again. Probably these burgers, they just fall apart. Half it comes out one way. Fucking mess. Sorry. Jake, what are you drinking? Have you cracked anything before the game yet? What's the deal? Messy burger on a live stream. Drinking a sour. So what's everyone's predictions for the game? What's the scoreline? Who's going to score? Will it be a boring draw? 1-1 draw? 2-1? 3-2 England? I can't see Scotland scoring twice. I think they've got a goal in them. But they're going to be up for it. England will give the ball away or something and they'll score. Something stupid. I looked at half-time, full-time. Scotland half-time, England full-time. I didn't bother. I'm not bothered. 3 Big Macs. I'm on the. I'm on that. The new one. Barbecue bacon stack. Big Macs are boring. They just get them anytime. So that's what I'm on. Been out about a week in the UK at least. It's probably been in the States 6 months, kind of deal. The one I really want to try is the McRib. I've never seen them over here. I'd love to try something like that. But every year it's like an annual release in the States. Some states don't get them. How wrong was that? Other states do. The McRib. I don't know when they come out. I've always looked out for that one. That's the one thing I'll be like, right, I'm going to buy that and I'm going to give it a review. I'm not that fussed about doing reviews of food. Because it's just like, it's a burger. It's a bit spicy. It's a bit this. It's a bit that. It's a bit doughy. You know. I don't know. But this is all right. This is not too bad. It's just a little bit sloppy and messy. Sounds wrong, doesn't it? But you know what I mean? Because it's got the sauce in it and shit. It all slides out every fucking way, apart from staying with a burger. That's the only problem. It's a bit like the Big Tasty. The Big Tasty can get like that. Horrible mess. So, So anyway, cheers, Craig. Nice one. So Sam's saying it's brewed in England. Yeah, 500ml. Right. Whoever is craps is saying Craig H. I see a 1-1 draw. Ooh. That would be very disappointing. But I could see Scotland scoring. You get them at Ribs in Australia. We don't. I've never seen them over here. I've always looked out for them. It's weird, isn't it? Sloppy bit of meat, indeed. It's just. I think there's just too much sauce. It's not. It's quite a tall burger, and it just. As soon as you get the sauce, it just goes like that. Not like that. Like that. Yeah, it's just that barbecue sauce. The barbecue sauce is decent. The bits in between, you get that throughout their burgers. It's not, it's just the sauce that's different, probably. It's got a bit more salad thing going on there. Yeah, I think it's a thicker bit of bread. Not much to it, really. So, anyway. Pounding down the sours. Just finishing off that one then. Brewing by numbers. People are starting to go now, which is fair. I'll be going in a minute. So kiwi, pear, and lime sour from Brewing by Numbers in Bermondsey. This could. I don't know if I've ever had. I've had a saison from these guys before. I don't think I've had a Goza beer from them before. Don't think I have. For me, their coffee stouts are banging, really good, and their IPAs. They're more renowned for that rather than this kind of style. So that's that one. Let me just finish it off so I can get another beer for the game. Not bad at all. And then the winner of this segment of the England v Scotland Tropical Sour 5.2 Vault City out of Edinburgh stroke Dundee. They were moving. Whether they did or not, I don't know. This is lush. This is absolutely lush. So Sam's saying, sorry, I've got a bit of a fat belly. A bit of wind. It's just on the way. Hang on. We've got a meal at the moment created by some pansy little Korean pop boy band. I'm like, who are they? Why do they have their own McDonald's meal, especially in Australia? Well, hopefully they don't come over here. The trouble is, though, there's obviously enough people of a certain age, I would imagine, that are really into them, so they've just tapped into that because all these, not stereotyping people, do you know what I mean? Playing into a market, and they're just going to make loads of money out of it. So McDonald's, and they're all happy. But yeah, I know what you mean. Hi Vanessa Kitty. Hope you're keeping well. So England are just about to play Scotland in about 10 minutes, 11 minutes from now. So I'm going to be closing this down pretty much now, really. I just done a little battle of the beers: a Scottish beer, a sour, and a goes from England, and the Scotland one won. So yeah, that's this stream then done for now. I'll be back in about 2 hours time, 10 to 10 UK times. It's now 10 to 8, 10 to 9, 10 to 10, 2 hours ish. I'll be back for having a few people on, hopefully, crying into my beers or not crying into my beers, basically. Either way, I'm going to have a few beers. So good luck to both teams and all that sort of stuff, especially England. I hope it's a good game. It's probably not, but I think it will be a good game. You'll take care and set up on the old notifications bell, and it'll notify you when I come back live. So it's already set up. The link's already there. Anyway, enjoy the game if you're watching it, or have a good evening if you're not, or good afternoon or whatever. Cheers, Sam, mate. You take care, and I'll see you in a couple of hours. Come on, England.